Hey everyone, I was tagged by Book Need Love to do the reading habits tag, which was created by the Book Jets. So let's get into the questions. Do you have a certain place at home for reading? I don't really have a certain place for reading. I read a lot in bed before I fall asleep or before I get up. But other than that, I read on the couch or at the kitchen table, wherever I feel comfortable and have time. Bookmark or random piece of paper. Postcards. Can you just stop reading, or do you have to stop after a chapter, a certain amount of pages? I do prefer to stop after a chapter, but often I just don't get to the end of the chapter when I'm falling asleep or when I don't have any more time. So I like to read to the end of a paragraph or at least to the end of a sentence. Do you eat or drink while reading? I usually have something to drink around and sometimes snacks, but I'm not really good at eating and reading because I need my hands to hold the book and to eat, and that's just a big mess. Multitasking. Music or TV while reading? Definitely music, because as soon as I enter the house I turn on the radio, and when I go out into the park I usually have my iPod with me, so there's always music. TV is rather rare. Normally I don't read while watching TV. Either I watch TV or I read, but both not really. One book at a time or several at once. You can check out my video where I talk about this topic, but usually I prefer to read one book at a time. I've discovered that recently when I get into a slump or when I don't feel comfortable with a book, that I start picking up others, but that's not that often. Usually if I like a book, I dive into the book and I don't want to leave the world. Reading at home or everywhere? Well, I read everywhere. I think there are a lot of situations where you have to wait for someone or where you just have to kill an hour, and what better to do than just read? Reading out loud or silently in your head? I hardly ever read out loud. It's just something that happens in my head. Do you read ahead or even skip pages? I can't skip anything. I have to read everything that's in a book. So if I look at the bottom of the page or at the end of something, I still have to go back and read it again. That's why I don't look ahead and I don't skip things. Breaking the spines or keeping it like new? I try not to break the spines, but sometimes it just happens, and if it happens, it happens. There's nothing I can do about it. Do you write in your books? I usually don't like to write in my books. What I do is I stick post-its in it if I want to take notes, but usually I don't have any with me, so yeah, I forget everything. Who do you tag? I'm not going to tag anyone because I'm pretty sure that almost everyone has already done this tag and I have no idea who hasn't. So if you haven't done the tag yet, you're tagged. Thank you all for watching and I'll talk to you soon. Bye bye.